Hey everyone, welcome to I Totally Love It. My name is Susan, and today I'm working on second part of part two, of putting in my signatures in my February Junk Journal Madness. And once again, my guest collaborator is Trish from Crafting Whimsy. Our theme is Forest Woodland, and we need to include 9 materials and make 14 different items. And I'm trying to finish up my journal so I can move into the ephemera making and all that good stuff. So I've got my journal cover that I've made. It is a 3-inch spine. Here's my template for where all the holes are going to be. I've got my awl. I have already punched the template. I haven't punched the spine though. But I went ahead and punched them and, you know, went through all the holes just to make them a little bit bigger and easier to see. And I have my floss. I'm going to use floss. Some of you out there like to use the wax thread. I'm just using what I can get my hands on. And so I'm using this cream colored floss because I thought that would look nice here on the spine. Now, if you don't want it to be noticeable, you can, choose a color that blends in more. And I've got my little template for my signatures so I can punch the holes in them. And it is taller than the signatures are because it's as tall as the spine. That is a mistake I've made in the past where I've made the template for the signatures as tall as the signatures. And it doesn't, I don't end up putting them in quite, correctly. They're a little off. So I'm trying to get better at remembering to make my template as tall as the actual journal cover. And then this is the map because I did mention, and you probably saw my template. I'm going to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and this is easily found on Pinterest, and I just drew it out for myself. But you're going to go in, depending on if you're going to do something really special, or where you want to tie your signature at the end. If you want the tie to be on the inside or the outside, then you'll do this accordingly. For me, the dotted lines are going to be my inside, so I'm going to start inside. In the center, going to go up one, go out one, up and in one, and then come back down. And when I get to that, going from the second, instead of going to the third, I'm going to skip all the way down to the fourth. That'll be on the inside of my signature. And then you're going to go down on the outside to the bottom hole, and then back up, and then back to the center. And then you bring it in and tie those 2 pieces. So the rule of thumb for your thread length is 2.5 times the height of your journal. I like to give myself a little extra room and do 3. So, smaller journal and maybe less holes, probably not as, necessary to give yourself the extra string, but I'd like the extra string. Plus, if you want to actually hang something from the string, like a dangle from the inside, if it's really long, you can have them where they hang out the bottom, and you can, hang buttons and charms and whatnot. So 2.5 if you don't want to do that. 2.5 the length times the length or more. All right. I do have a old phone book here for my punching with my awl. This is an awl I just purchased on Etsy. It's done really well for me. I am using a larger needle, like a tapestry kind of needle. So it's bigger than, say, like an embroidery, like cross stitch needle. It's pretty blunt tip on it, or head or eye, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now the eye is where you thread it. All right, so I have all my things. I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit for you, probably not too fast so you can still see. I do have lots of binder clips to help hold things down. And I will probably work from the back signature up towards the front. And I do have them in the order that I want them. I did trim them all. And I did sew those pockets that I cut last time rather than glue them, because I typically glue them, and I have today off. And so I thought, well, I'll take the time and sew them. So I did that for each of them, and I trimmed them all down. I didn't do any inking or any stenciling like I thought I would want to do. We'll just come to that as we come to that. And they should all fit in there kind of nicely. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, enjoy some tunes, and let's get cracking. Okay, guys, I got them in. So let's recap a few things. Number one, I can probably see why waxed thread is good. This got hung up at the very beginning, and I really think it has to do with just the fabric. Um, and this fabric is, like I punched the holes in there, but it's kind of like a self healing mat, like the, like where's the hole? So I had to find the hole by putting the awl back through. Um, the hardest ones really are the first two. After that, it got a little easier for me. Um, I took this out. It's very aged, and I was so afraid when I was doing all that work that that was going to get torn up. So I'll turn this into something to put in there that won't get it too damaged. So I actually recorded me punching the holes in the spine, and I got to a part where I messed up, and I hit redo, and I was like, oh no, I just deleted all the good stuff at the beginning. So I just clipped that on there. With the clips, I'll make sure you mark which end is top, and on your signature um, template also mark where's the top and clip it in there. When I was struggling getting the needle back through, I think what happened too was when I would release the clip to try to put the thread in there to hold it, I think some of the papers would shift because I kind of discovered that like maybe the third signature in. Um, so I don't want you to like, oh my gosh, she's making it look really hard. I probably did make it look really hard, but um, it's the actual stitch itself easy. So if you're doing just a single um, signature in a soft cover, I would try this. Give it a try. I was going to try to do something fancy with that, and I just opted out of doing that. I think it would work. What I was thinking would work better with 6 signatures, but this is already a beast. So, but look, there's plenty of room for things in there, pockets and whatnot. And I'm excited about that. I did leave all the strings hanging. It's probably going to irritate me. Like that one's a little strong, a little long. So let's go ahead and snip that one. But we'll see if I make it that far. I've never put a dangle in there, I don't think. As far as like center of the signature dangles. And yeah, but I think it turned out all right. It's not as noticeable as I kind of thought it would be. But you can also, I tried to do like a little crossing pattern. I sketched it out. I didn't do it for you on camera. Uh, and I was like, no, it'd work better with a 6 signature or more holes or less holes. Anyways, that being said, I'm proud of how it turned out. Um, I kept trying to do things with my left hand. I could just hear my mom telling me, "Why are you using that hand? You're right-handed." And me telling her, "I'm trying to be ambidextrous." So I'm not ambidextrous by any means. So I'm not sure why. And then I don't know if you saw me checking. I'm still checking to make sure all my signatures are in the correct direction. So that's something to pay attention to. Oh, and one of the things that I had messed up on, and I went back to record, was I had put my template in my signature and I punched my holes, and then I just started like sewing the thread through. It wasn't even into the cover, and this was still attached. I was like, "You're an idiot." Okay. And so that's what I had stopped the video, and I had, well, let's just redo this. And I took the thread out, and then I realized as I was taking the thread out, you just deleted all the other good stuff. But I mean, there's not like there's not a video out there that has that in there. So make you a template. Graph paper is a really good paper to make a template as well because it's got the lines. And of course, I'm using a phone book, but you can also get the cradle for your signatures. Amy at Crafty Cat, she sometimes has them in her Etsy shop. So if you're not wanting to, I know I was kind of risking it, holding it in my hand and doing like that. And I think too, when I got to some of these signatures here, it was easier, like, because the angle of the signature was more like it was when I was punching the hole through. So it was easier to come through. And I think that also played a part when I had it more open. And that's not how it was when I was punching the signature. So um, there's all the little factors in there that play into it, but I think it turned out great. Get out there and try it. You don't know something um, until you try it. Will I do this often? No, I will not. Will I do this every once in a blue moon? Sure. Um, but this is gonna be a little chunky gnome. I may call him the chunky gnome. Um, but we're about to get busy with getting all the insides made. So thanks for watching. And if you have questions, just put them in the comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. I did sew all the pockets. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. And uh, I'm a little heavy footed, so like they were going really fast. I was like, slow down, slow down. I had to let up lead foot. So those turned out nice though. I like that. And it does, I showed you to cut that when you fold that pocket over to cut that little spot, so it reduces the bulk and helps it close better. But yeah, and then we'll, like I said, find a place for Timber Toes and Father and Mother Bear. I may just use some of the images in there, and I may use like the Timber Toes and maybe some of these. But see, it's already cracking right there. So I didn't want to ruin it, so I'm gonna just tuck it in here in the back and find some good uses for it, because I think this is an appropriate journal. And I'm excited that I have, along with Trish, my guest collaborator, who, by the way, has participated in every single Junk Journal Madness we've had. So I'm excited that she's the guest collaborator this month. I also have Emily, I have Maggie, my scattered brain, and I have Tammy from Lou Frou Frou Studios. And if you're joining in at your house, let me know, and so we can thank you for joining in with us. But yeah, thanks for everyone stopping by, watching my videos, and playing along. And 2025 months are almost filled as I speak. I've got 2 available, and I'm talking to 2 people. So 2025 might be a filled calendar here soon. All right, guys. Well, it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. And I appreciate you and your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.